Let me stop my film and start a new one.
You are back, right? Yeah, roger that. Let me know. Ready to, dude. Wheeler with.
I'm back. I'm just eating an apple.
It's all right. Don't talk with food in your mouth.
I'm ready when you are, Ryno. It's running.
Okay, new film rolling.
Okay. All right. So one of the reasons I'm using the Corsair for this course, other than my familiarity with it, is that it has a lot of quirks to it. To shoot under your nose when we deflect shooting, you'll see that. That's the second part of this course. It also has that large separation between the sight and where the guns are mounted.
Had about a 5-foot drop.
Same exercises. Yeah, it's about 5-6 feet, about 6 feet in the sight to the center guns. And now in a pump or a jug P-47, you're not going to have that as much separation between the line of sight and the guns. So you actually get less bullet rise to get them out to convergence. So doing this exercise where you're learning the sight picture because of the course separation at inside convergence. Have the same, 6-gun cal package. Like I said, every plane has its own nuance. So you want to test these things. Yeah, the P-51. I think even the F6F cat is going to be a different vertical harmonism and less upward arc of the guns required to come up to convergence. So I think if you can learn to shoot in the F4U, I think you can in any plane, with the exception of the K4. That's an art. That tater gun. But the same techniques apply. If you want to bring up the target, shoot the tater, learn the which is huge with that 30 mil, and learn how to hit out at 600 yards with it, which can be done. You got to bring your target almost to the bottom of your reticle to do that, but you can learn it just by practice techniques that are shown. So this next exercise, go ahead.
Hey Ryno, you gonna type this up into like a lecture?
I could. I actually have most of it typed up. I'm reading from some notes here.
Roger.
So I could do that, yes. So that last exercise we did is what I call the shoot around block, where you're shooting the different places on the target. Practicing shooting unloaded. See how your harmonization is working. The effects of kick and rudder. Now we're going to do another one with half convergence exercise, where we're going to be shooting around 160 yards again. We'll call it 160, 125 yards. We're going to shoot with one wing bank, like you were aiming with before, Voodoo. And what we're going to do is Wheeler and I are each going to take off in a Mossy 6. Voodoo and TC will pair in like we did. Your objective is to hit just the bottom half, the in cell, one at a time. You're going to shoot the left in cell, the bottom half of it, with one bank of guns, and then do the same thing on the right engine nacelle.
On the Mossies,
what that's going to do is when
kind
you
of
take this into DA,
bottom,
where we can get real damage, you're going to shoot the landing gear off of the Mossy, So you're going to take the left gear off first, and I recommend using the right bank of guns for that. Then you're going to take the right gear off using left bank of guns. We're going to test it in here because it can just fire away without damaging me, to learn the sight picture. And then we'll see if you actually do it in a live fire thing in the DA. Whole purpose is go ahead.
Now, what are we gonna be flying now?
You're gonna fly the Interrogator. You're still in A, but you're gonna be shooting the landing gear off of a Mossy 6 without taking the wing off, without setting it on fire. This game or exercise is you can oil the engine. That's allowed. In fact, you mostly will oil one of the engines. Now, a little tip, if you want, if it's hard to do it firing all 6, you can just for banks, primary or secondary bank of guns. It will require more hits to take the gear up, but you'll be less likely to significant damage, like take the wing off. Getting back to the purpose of the exercise, it's learning sight picture. Learning to hold your pipper in a particular relationship to an airplane. Hold that picture and fire when you know your bullets are going to hit. And they're going to hit where you to. So about smooth and shooting unloaded and all of that as well. Most of good shooting is also good flying. You have to be able to set up good shots. So flying and shooting go hand in hand. And this part flying, part shooting, part firing right distance. Don't shoot in too close. If you get out of 100 yards, decals will just rip the wing off.
What was that distance again? You kind of broke up.
Try not to shoot inside of 100 yards.
Roger.
Because what will happen, even if you're only hitting with one bank of guns, firing your primary only, you'll still rip the wing because those 50 cals do so much damage in close like that.
I volunteered to take the Mozzie first.
You want the Mossy TC rather than do the...
I'll fly the Mozzie first.
Okay, Wheeler, you want to... so what you'll do is just a straight and level course from east to west. Turn around when you get to a beat. Turn around. Wheeler, you're in a Corsair TC Mossy 6. I'm taking up a Mossy 6. And you're shooting Corsair.
Copy.
I ain't loading nothing except 25% fuel.
That's fine. Okay, rolling south to west to start, Voodoo.
Roger.
Go ahead. Feel free to saddle up and engage ready.
How far you want me to roll? North?
Whichever way you go. Just stay on a consistent heading and fly level form. Adjust speed a bit so you don't get too fast. You might fly slightly reduced throttle. If you need to, go ahead and report your indicated airspeed there every once in a while. And I'll do the same for...
And you want me...
say again, TC.
Am I to leave my gear down?
No, gear up. We're off in here anyways. The objective is to just see the hits on the bottom of the engine name.
Roger that.
So I'm looking at my turn bank indicator, make sure that I'm not slipping around too much.
185 indicated throttle.
Come get me, Wheeler.
Roger. As I reduce, I notice a little bit of roll to the right, so I'm gonna play with my...
I think you want us to go west, right?
Yeah, go ahead and go west. Because that next field over is shorter, so you won't run into...
So turn.
So turn it west, yeah.
206 indicated holding.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm a little off west here. I'm not seeing the compass here. Just adjusting a bit here. Okay, due west.
Roger.
And I'm going to try to beat it about, try to bring it up to about 250 and hold there. So I'm accelerating.
A level heading west.
Okay. 237.
Copy.
238 holding.
Throttling back.
Two, 3-1 indicated.
Boy, just hit that in a cell there. That's
I'm going to drop speed down to close to 20. Hits on left wing root. Bring your target down a little bit. Roll a little when you're going to fire. Roll a little bit left so that your left wing is dropped and you're only hitting with the right wing.
I'm throttling back, but it's picking up speed.
Copy that, Voodoo.
that's TC.
210 indicated.
Roger.
Try to hold around 220 actually is my target speed is.
What you're trying to do is only hit it with the right set of guns and have the left
219 into steady.
set of guns hit under, so... I mean, it's pretty damn difficult to be honest with you. Like that hit right. That shot over.
Now you're outside of that, you're at convert.
Yeah, let me get back
You're
in
into
here.
1C. Yep. This is a nice little exercise for controlling your closure. Kind of a nice little flying exercise as well.
Yeah, it is. Pain in the ass. Good gracious. That bit is pretty darn difficult,
That
actually.
looks pretty good.
I hit you with all
Yeah,
six
it's not
guns.
easy. Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, try shooting just a single, shoot a single bank and remember, roll it a little bit.
Yeah, it's...
So when you're with the right wing, roll the left wing down a little. The left wing will go under the wing and the right wing will hit the nacelle.
I'll speed up her.
217.
It's tough.
Yeah, this is not as easy as it may sound. And you think shooting it in at 160 yards is easy, right?
Well, I know most of my
Heck, you're right up
targets
for the target.
They got hits on the engine.
My targets are so close. I know it's hard to hit stuff
Say
up
again,
close. I was saying a lot of my targets are so close anyway. I know how hard it is to hit a big target that's moving at really close range, less than 100.
Yeah, if you fly stuff like the KI-43, you're used to shooting in close because you're shooting guys that are slower, huh?
Usually you're right on
Getting some
top of
good
them
hits on the engine.
if you're not wanting to burn ammo unnecessarily.
Well, that's how you get kills with those, what, 250 cals, right?
Yes, sir.
Copy.
And then 303s with the Spit 1 and Hurricane 1s.
Is the 303 the secondary on that? Yeah.
Can you throttle back a little bit, TT? We're going about 300.
Throw one back. Sorry.
Yeah, a little tip on EC. I bring up the E6
No worries.
and I reduce the size of the clipboard so it's only about a quarter of the screen. And I can run F3 mode and see where I'm getting hit, and also see the E6B or indicated airspeed at the same time.
Roger. He tore my right engine up pretty good.
Reducing to
My sensitivity is
trying to
just
hold
too high.
220.
Those little movements, I go all over the place.
Yeah, this is a good one for steadying up the target. Get a little closer too. You're a little hot now.
Yeah, Roger. Every time once I get to that distance,
What
I pretty much close.
Yeah, control your closure rate. So as you start to get in, reduce your closure by reducing throttle.
Which then throws my trim off.
There you go.
Which
Nice and
then
steady.
throws my
What
shooting
do you got
off
for indicated distance now?
just under 250. So
Okay, I'm showing you at 30, so you're further out than I'm seeing, I guess.
Oh, I'm right at 160 distance-wise. I thought you said
Oh,
indicated
160.
airspeed.
Okay, perfect.
150 right now.
Yeah,
So-
I've got 230. I actually should reduce just a little bit. I'll try to hold 230 here for a bit. That's good. A little bit in the wing root. Bring your targets. Pipper. I think Pipper probably should be about 2/3 of the way out of the wing, just above it.
Oh gosh,
Still
Yeah,
a little
my-
high. Still a little wing root hits.
my trim just ain't set for this.
Should be seeing hits just on the nacelle bottom.
Try to keep your speed at 250 for me, and I'll follow that.
And then go ahead and throttle up.
Okay, I'm messing with you, Wheeler.
Yeah, it's even better if you can hold the Mossy closer to between 220 and 230. 220 and holding, Voodoo.
Copy.
There you line her up.
I'm at 140, 150.
What's your indicated speed, TC?
Yeah, anywhere between 150 and 170 is good. Distance-wise. Sorry, what was the question? Say again.
151.
You want to try to get your indicated speed between 220 and 230 is best.
Indicator speed.
Right now we're closing that no-fly zone.
Yeah, Roger. We'll be okay for a little bit.
Roger. Closing 280.
I usually don't turn until we get close to the mount.
Son of a gun, man. I don't fly these hogs enough to...
There you go. You should be in firing range.
Yeah,
Throttle back up.
I'm reading 180.
I'm 187 indicated, but I'm wide open.
Raj. Okay. 224 indicated holding. Holding nice and steady.
Now,
I'm gonna tell you what, this is trying to hit just that one engine this out with
That's
one
about
bank of guns.
half throttle, I think, for me.
It's probably the most difficult amount of shooting I've ever tried to do right here. It's,
215 indicator.
it's not the aircraft, it's me.
Depends on what you took for a loadout. You want to try the Russell for a bit, Voodoo?
Yeah, I can. My deal is
I'll give her a try.
I don't fly
Yeah,
the
go ahead,
hog
take her.
enough. My trims all off for the aircraft. Yeah, I've had not enough in it. Nothing wrong with the aircraft, it's just me. And that's a difficult target to hit.
Yeah, like I said, if you were in your KI right now, you probably would have tore it up already.
Oh yeah.
Plus those are cowl-mounted guns, aren't they?
They are.
So that's going to help you too with that exercise.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you can't do it in the Corsair, when we go into the DA, I'll bring up a KI-43 and do it.
Oh yeah, I could.
Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and make my turn since we got some separation anyways.
Roger
Turning
that.
back to 090. Go ahead and saddle me up in the turn here.
Yeah, you actually doing this has gotten me thinking about doing courses under, flying those aircraft, those smaller Japanese aircraft, the way that I fly them. Not very many people do that, but
I mean, yeah, they all have their nuances. Hey, you do a course on it, people in it they'll want to fly it. Or do a film on it, and people want to go out and give it a try.
I'm happy Ryno did offer this course.
well, that's why I offered to do this filming. That way it's available.
Yeah, a lot of guys asked if it would be filmed, actually, so
I saw that.
I think you're helping out a lot of people by doing that. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. If I can ever hit the target I'm aiming at.
But, like you said, this is a hands-on kind of course, so
It is.
you still got to get in the plane and do it. Find a squad mate or a partner, somebody to team up with.
That's anything with this game, is if you don't, you have to put the time in. There's no easy way to it. You said it yourself.
Exactly, yep. I have guys who did this, take the gear off the Mossy. And they said it, just doing that exercise vastly improved their gunnery because they got much better at holding steady on target. Ooh, that looked pretty good. That first little burst.
Yeah.
I saw hits on the nacelle.
Yeah, that was right where I needed it to be. I just, it's a little bit easier holding that rudder against the torque that way.
Yeah, there you go. And the other thing this is teaching, maybe even subconsciously a little bit, is hold your fire until you have the right sight picture.
Absolutely.
Don't waste spraying them out there hoping they hit.
Well, that is the number one thing with the KI-43, is that you have to wait until you get a perfect shot. Well, within bounds.
Yeah, I mean, there are times when shooting at a guy just to get him to move makes sense. You're
Absolutely.
clearing your wingman 6, spray out there and scare the guy. But when you're trying to kill somebody, a little high. Wing root.
Yeah, that was...
Fuselage. See, I'm an F3 trailing, and I'm just flying with my E6B. So I can see where your bullets are hitting.
I seen if you're paying attention, brother.
229 holding indicated airspeed. Now we'll go try this in the DA, and you'll shoot my wing off a couple of times. But for the squad, for VF-17 to pass the first phase of the gunnery course, You have to be able to do this in level flight in a Corsair. Then you have to film yourself doing it offline against the 30-degree banked Mossies in the offline practice mode. So that's the next test after this. Go offline, see if you can shoot the guff of a Mossie in that 30-degree bank. You'll find that it's
no.
exponentially harder. I can only do it about 40 to 50% of the time.
Yeah, we'll switch here in a minute.
So in other words, I kill a Mossie for about every one that I do it successfully on. Because with the 30-degree bank, right wing,
A little bit, yeah.
221 indicated.
Goodness. It's like mid-air refueling or something.
With the left-hand 30-degree bank offline, getting that left nacelle is tricky without ripping that wing off. We're getting closer there. Little high.
Up. Finger.
Well, we're getting a little closer to quitting time. So you guys want to try it live fire?
All right, you want to switch?
Sure. Or they can...
Okay, I'm gonna switch over into the DA. We'll reconvene in the DA. Wheeler, you can take one stab at it live fire with
Copy that.
TC and a Mossie. So let's reconvene in the DA, same Vox channel. And we'll pick a field to go to and work on it.
Copy.
Channel.
Roger.